guys, welcome to Aveksha. In this video, we're going to share phrases and statements that will help you to speak English like native speakers or fluent speakers, along with advanced English vocabulary that may help you to score band 9 in the IELTS exam. Limerick. There was a young girl on a tower who looked just as fresh as a flower. Her hair was like silk, her skin smooth as milk, but her breath made the strongest knight cower.
Rhymes and poems are popular words, but the term limerick we all should know. A limerick is a humorous short poem with two long lines that rhyme with each other,
Followed by two short lines that rhyme with each other.
and ending with a long line that rhymes with the first two.
He decided to write a limerick about nature.
Your limerick gained a good reputation.
My grandmother knows a traditional limerick. She said that the limerick got circulated orally.
Your grandmother loves you a lot. She's the one who was your babysitter in your parents' absence.
Yeah, she even knits clothes for me. Is this something related to money?
Yes, our next term is lucrative, which means producing a large amount of money or making a large profit.
If you plan things as per market trend, it will prove highly lucrative.
Maximum ex-servicemen get lucrative jobs in corporate sector.
Why is this girl involved in something as huge as threatening the teenage boy?
Because he inherited a lucrative business from his parents.
In that case, we're gonna need more proof than a simple message. Jingle bell, jingle all the way. Are we talking about Santa Claus?
No, we are going to talk about magnanimous.
Magnanimous means generous, just like Santa Claus is.
Yes, magnanimous means kind, generous and forgiving, especially towards an enemy or competitor.
She is magnanimous in victory and praised her opponent.
A magnanimous gesture from the leader was needed to heal the pain of the common people.
A new teammate is likely to be magnanimous in her attitude.
Is it your observation or of others?
No, my mom knows the family for a year. She defined her in that way.
Due to this COVID-19, people have stopped meeting each other in person, so we should be aware of misapprehensions.
Yeah, but what is misapprehension?
Misapprehension means a wrong idea about something, or something you believe to be true that is not true.
Okay, the cop should clear up this misapprehension.
She was upset about the constant misapprehension that nobody cared for her.
She told that in this career, one rumor, one picture, or one incident define you forever.
You need to recognize her misapprehension.
I am feeling relaxed now after talking to you.
I hate people who are mendacious.
Yes, look at Pinocchio. Whenever he lies, his nose becomes longer.
Yeah,
The agency's reassurance was not as mendacious as you believed.
the lady gave a mendacious report to us.
The mendacious person told a different tale of the robbery.
I don't understand whom to trust in this town.
Believe yourself. And remember, better be safe than sorry.
If we know how to create richer moments, we create more momentous life. Next, we are going to talk about momentous, which means very important or serious, especially because they may be important results.
The momentous news was that the civil war ended finally.
All the staff in the company accepted that this is a momentous decision for the next generation.
Our hospital got affiliated with a local university.
In this year, we heard two momentous news.
I can see a comfortable working environment in this hospital. Because of lockdown, the school children because of lockdown, the school children aren't being able to go outside. The life has become mundane for them.
Yes, do you know mundane means not interesting or exciting?
Yes, his job is mundane.
The mundane tasks like cleaning the backyard sometimes becomes interesting on holidays,
Even the most mundane materials could have value when they are used in a craft work.
and each of them become 3 rupees.
Yeah, reuse of waste material to make something useful. Look at those beautiful flowers.
Yeah, but don't touch them, they're noxious.
Can you tell what noxious means?
Yes, noxious means poisonous or harmful.
Okay, those industries polluted the area with noxious chemicals.
Some household products also release noxious gases if we use them for very long.
It is a noxious thing happening around that students are not getting chance based on their talent.
Hey, don't feel down or depressed.
Yeah, I will try harder to prove myself. A purely disembodied human emotion is nonentity. Nonentity means a person or thing without any special qualities. He was once a musical nonentity but won a great reputation in classical dance.
How could such a non-entity become our team captain?
I spoke to some nonentity at the reception who couldn't give any information about the doctor.
Alright, let's contact emergency number. They will give complete detail.
I simply forgot about the emergency contact number. Look at those fashionable ladies.
I love her boots.
They are so natty.
Yes, and do you know natty means neat and fashionable?
Yes, the dresses made by her designer are natty to a degree.
He is wearing a natty jacket over the t-shirt.
This testing software in our system is very efficient. Natty example for the project.
If you're interested, I'd like to test and use this software in the live environment.
I know you will do an impeccable job.
Now, our next word is obligatory. It means that you must do because of the law, rules, etc.
Okay, I get it. These days, because of lockdown, children aren't being able to go outside. That is obligatory.
Yes.
The school authority has made this uniform obligatory.
Attendance at the society meeting is obligatory from next week.
Hey, it is obligatory to remove your shoes before entering my room.
Okay, friend, I'll obey all your rules.
That's so nice of you. Look at those shiny diamonds.
Yes, making these beautiful pieces for us is an onerous task.
What does onerous mean?
Onerous means needing great effort, causing trouble or worry.
My office works are not particularly onerous.
All the onerous tasks they have done are appreciated by the managers.
Finally, most onerous task I had undertaken got completed.
I'm so happy for you since I saw you at the position.
Yeah, some days are better than others. Look at that room. It looks like a princess's castle.
Yeah, it's so opulent.
Yes, opulent. It means made or decorated using expensive materials of people extremely rich. Opulent people like to spend a lot of money on luxury possessions.
The lady built an opulent palace for her parents.
All his wealth went on supporting his opulent lifestyle.
But still, he has enough so he can afford to spend.
I totally agree with it. The hall looks fabulous.
Yes, but we should make sure we're not being ostentatious.
Okay, but what does it mean?
Ostentatious means showing your wealth or status in a way that is intended to impress people, of an action done in a very obvious way so that people will notice it.
She is famous for her ostentatious gold jewelry.
They have one stretch limousine as an ostentatious symbol.
I saw you on the news the other night. I thought what you said was beautiful and brave.
I hope people should not think about me as aggressive and ostentatious. One lie can overshadow 100 truths.
A single truth can shine through a million lies. Overshadowing. Overshadowing is overshadow somebody or something to make somebody or something seem less important or successful. Overshadow something to make an event less pleasant than it should be. His talent in poetry began to overshadow his interest in news reporting.
In our management, bureaucracy, and politics, overshadow structured understanding.
Lisa had always been overshadowed by Ron in our class.
But she's also super talented in all subjects.
Yeah, only in co curricular activities she's not productive.
Now, our next word is presumptuous. It means too confident, in a way that shows a lack of respect for other people.
It is too presumptuous of him to take the decision on the situation.
She was presumptuous to give a comment on this.
Hey, would it be presumptuous of me to ask to borrow your birthday dress for my school program?
Oh dear, you can take it for as long as you want.
Thank you very much. I'm in your debt. This looks like the telephone invented by Graham Bell.
Yes, it is a precursor of the modern mobile.
But what is a precursor?
A precursor means of or to something. A person or thing that comes before somebody or something similar and that leads to or influences its development.
The first telephone was a precursor of modern communication system.
All the cyclones in this area are precursors of the tsunami.
Doctors said the virus is a precursor to a dangerous disease.
Yeah, so we should take precaution of packing extra medicine for tour.
Yes, I will go along with your decision. So many colorful fishes.
Yes, it's a plethora of fish.
What is plethora?
Plethora is an amount that is greater than is needed or can be used.
The new version of operating system comes with a plethora of inbuilt applications.
The plethora of rules made the technical system completely confusing.
When I joined as an auditor, I faced a plethora of problems.
I'm so happy to know that you resolved all issues.
Thanks to my colleagues who supported me a lot. Look at that tiger. I think it's prowling to catch its prey.
Yes, but do you know what does prowl mean?
Yes, prowl means of an animal to move quietly and carefully around an area, especially when hunting. When she walked me through the dark, we saw a black cat prowl by the grass.
My mom called the security person when I saw the thief prowl through the backyard.
The new student wanted to sneak out, so he had to prowl through the passageway.
But that's so wrong.
Maybe the school will expel him for a week. I think the doctor is prescribing something.
Yes, but do you know prescriptive means telling people what they should do?
Yes, I followed the prescriptive methods of teaching.
Prescriptive grammar is very important in higher grades.
I have learned all about baking from the prescriptive video forwarded by my aunt.
Really? Show me too.
Would you like to taste the cake I baked? Is that girl trying to skydive?
No, but it's the perfect example of plummet.
What does it mean?
Plummet means to fall suddenly and quickly from a high level opposition.
The incident caused prices of silk dresses to plummet by 20%.
Because of some unexpected situations, her spirits seem to be plummet.
I think we will see gold jewelry prices plummet in next month.
Yeah, I also think so.
If it really happened, we can acquire someone. The house looks old, but is so beautiful with its garden and the sea view.
It is a good example of quaint.
What does quaint mean?
Quaint means attractive in an unusual or old-fashioned way.
My uncle lives in a quaint palace.
We still like to follow our quaint old customs.
Her thoughtfulness and quaint speech impressed the prince.
She really showed him the gentle courtesy.
Yes, he has a benevolent attitude.
Sachin Tendulkar is the quintessential cricketer.
Isn't this a photo of India winning the 2011 World Cup?
Yes, and do you know quintessential means representing the perfect example of something?
Yes, the FBI agent is the quintessential tough guy.
Vegetable salad with full of leafy vegetables is the quintessential nutritious meal. Hey, I gained admission into the association located in Mumbai.
Congratulations to my dear sis. That's an awesome news.
Mumbai is the quintessential city of freedom and fashion.
Look at that poor guy. He can't decide what to do because the line is in front of him.
Now that is a quandary situation.
What does quandary mean?
Quandary is the state of not being able to decide what to do in a difficult situation.
I was in a quandary about whether to take admission or not.
The policeman thoughtfully analyzed the quandary on spot.
He was in a quandary about whether he should give the money to the cops.
Yeah, but when the lawyer told him about the penalty, he immediately rushed to the cops.
Yes, he totally freaked out at that time.
Whether you are reaffirming a dream, a goal, a previous commitment, or a person, reaffirmations will strengthen your area of focus.
Yes, reaffirm something to state something again in order to emphasize that it is still true. The manager reaffirmed his policies to the staff members.
This incident reaffirmed my belief that we should not hide anything from parents.
We need to reaffirm that her good deeds are primary to us.
Yeah, she made an important contribution to our family.
I'm never gonna forget her.
We are a force to be reckoned with after seeing this picture. Do you know what reckoned means? It means to think something or have an opinion about something.
Yes, it's worth to run this business, I reckon.
The show was reckoned to take about 1 hour.
I reckoned up the expenditure of the last month.
But why are you concerned about it?
Because in the next week, Dad's birthday is coming up.
We should be careful when we retaliate against some action, since retaliation might be disastrous.
If they strike her, she will retaliate.
If we impose high taxes, I'm sure they'll retaliate against us.
If she's rude to you, you should retaliate with equal rudeness.
I'm afraid I can't.
I continue on this matter. Oh, the poor bird. Someone caught him.
Yeah, the boy is not ready to relinquish him.
Relinquish? What does it mean? It's the first time I've heard this word.
Okay, relinquish means to stop having something, especially when this happens unwillingly.
Okay, that it means. He doesn't want to relinquish the power once he achieves it.
The criminals were forced to relinquish the city by the social worker. He was reluctant to relinquish involvement in the association.
Yeah, someone should be there to guide him through the hard times.
I agree with that.
Such nutritious fruits and vegetables. I love all of them. Take back your health through nourishing your body. Replenish means replenish something to make something full again by replacing what has been used. Please replenish my cup with some more tea.
To help the farmers, water can be provided from the lake to replenish the irrigation canal.
Many people left the company, so new staff members are needed to replenish the company.
I think interviews are going on for that reason.
Yes, my dad told me that. What is this picture? Is it the digital devices, the communication, or the internet?
No, it is a sophisticated network.
Does sophisticated mean technology?
Sophisticated means like of a machine, system, etc. Clever and complicated in the way that it works or is presented. or of a person able to understand difficult or complicated ideas.
Okay, now I understand. Cybersecurity techniques are becoming increasingly sophisticated.
He is a sophisticated marketing executive.
The hospital is equipped with sophisticated temperature controls.
How do you know about that hospital?
My uncle was bleeding profusely from a wound and he needed to get to the hospital immediately. Look at those horses. They're running so fast.
Yeah, it's like a stampede. A stampede is a situation in which a group of people or large animals such as horses suddenly start running in the same direction, especially because they are frightened or excited.
Or a situation in which a lot of people are trying to do or achieve the same thing at the same time. A stampede broke out when the building caught fire.
The loud thundering noise has led to a stampede.
Several animals were killed in the stampede.
Yeah, no one could control the situation.
The situation made everyone panic. Ew, what is she doing?
She's scrutinizing something. It means for somebody or something to look at or examine somebody or something carefully.
The doctor scrutinized the report closely.
The cops scrutinize the building looking for clues.
She hates it when her brother constantly scrutinizes her for her every work.
I don't understand why he can't trust his own sister.
There is a saying that some people are like clouds. When they go away, it's a brighter day. He's like that. Stifle means stifle something to prevent something from happening, to prevent a feeling from being expressed.
To feel unable to breathe or to make somebody unable to breathe because it is too hot and or there is no fresh air.
The child pressed his hand against his mouth to stifle his sobs.
I felt like I was stifling in the dirty area.
The office building burned so badly, but luckily there were no casualties.
Yeah, but most people were stifled by fumes.
That's true, because inhaling smoke is life threatening. Is the girl doing gymnastics or is she leaping over flowers?
No, she's straddling.
Straddle means straddle something or somebody to sit or stand with one of your legs on either side of somebody or something.
Straddle something to cross or exist on both sides of a river, a road, or an area of land.
We should not straddle every issue.
The small girl swung her leg over the bicycle, straddling it easily.
The flowering plants straddle the entire area.
Yeah, the western part of the area is colorized by flowering plants.
We should visit in springtime to enjoy its beauty.
Learn your topic through self-study, through scrupulous analysis, and learn about your goal. Scrupulous means careful about paying attention to every detail. Scrupulous in something or in doing something, careful to be honest and do what is right.
She is scrupulous about cleanliness when she prepares a meal.
All the doctors are not so scrupulous as he is.
We completed the research with scrupulous attention.
Yeah, you have taken a lot of trouble to complete the report.
But at the end, all are happy with my efforts. Oh, look at that baby. He's trying to get the cookies.
Yeah, the same way you try to get chocolate by hiding from everyone. This is called a surreptitious movement. Surreptitious means done secretly or quickly in the hope that other people will not notice.
My maid is surreptitious in all her movements.
The police spied the surreptitious action of the manager.
I feel very surreptitious in this lab.
Yeah, I also feel the same.
We need to consult with your parents regarding this.
Is this lady saying hush?
Yes, she is taciturn. Taciturn means tending not to say very much in a way that seems unfriendly.
Is this lady saying hush?
Yes, she is taciturn. Taciturn means tending not to say very much in a way that seems unfriendly. She is very silent, almost taciturn new student.
He became melancholic and taciturn after the accident.
Why did she look so taciturn? Surely something was there on her mind.
She got disturbed when her husband left her alone.
I feel pity for her.
Look at this half-broken bridge.
No one will be able to walk over it.
Actually, it's tenuous. Tenuous means so weak or uncertain that it hardly exists, extremely thin and easily broken.
She is trying to maintain a tenuous relationship.
The lake is quite tenuous, so we can cross it on foot.
She broke the silence with a tenuous giggle in the class.
Yeah, and after that, all started gossiping.
Right. I also started talking to Seema at that moment. What is it showing? Is some therapy going on?
Yes, and do you know the meaning of therapeutic?
Yes, it means helping to treat an illness or helping you to relax. Listening to music can be very therapeutic.
I find painting very therapeutic.
I feel swimming is a therapeutic physical exercise.
Yeah, and swimming is my favorite form of exercise.
We feel relaxed after swimming. Is this a digital web?
Yes, through this digital web, people around the world are connected with each other. And if we want to know any information, even if it is about the other side of the world, we can get it in a flash. Now, because of good internet connectivity, digital information is ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means seeming to be everywhere or in several places at the same time, or very common.
Yes. Salt is ubiquitous in our diet.
This company needs very competent and ubiquitous sales executive.
We are planning a ubiquitous open air painting exhibition.
The exhibition will be very impressive.
I am surely going to visit the painting exhibition. Is that a cup holder? But it is spoiling the beauty of the sofa.
That is what utilitarian means. It means designed to be useful and practical rather than attractive.
The actors' clothes were utilitarian, unlike the outfits the other celebrities were wearing.
This office building is very utilitarian without any interior designing.
They demolished the telecom office building. But why?
I know it is because they want to construct a utilitarian building for proper service delivery.
Okay, that's the reason. Look at those macaws, they're so colorful. Even the leaves and flowers, they're multicolored.
Yes, this is called variegated. It means having spots or marks of a different color or consisting of many different types of things or person.
Yeah, my pet has variegated patches of blue and black in its fur.
This national park is famous for evergreen trees and variegated wildlife.
Have you seen Sophia's new look?
Oh, yes, I saw her variegated hair glowed with pink and blue streaks.
I felt like she did a complete makeover.
Oh, is this a villain? Look at his eyes.
Yes, the next term we're going to talk about is vilify. It means to say or write unpleasant things about somebody or something so that other people will have a low opinion of them.
She has been vilified and misunderstood her management.
He was vilified by the press as fraud. She was demonized by the opponent.
We should try not to demonize or vilify anybody.
Yeah, we should show the right picture of society at all points of time. Is this picture showing crackers?
No, it is showing anger bursting out. That's because our next word is vehemence.
I recall this word. Its meaning is the fact of showing very strong feelings, especially anger. I was shocked at his vehemence.
They decided to abandon after seeing the vehemence in her reply.
I could not understand why he spoke so loudly and with such vehemence.
I felt like he is in some sort of trouble.
Right, because In general life, he is a person of a very noble nature. Oh, such cute puppies.
Yes, it is also called a whelp.
Whenever Mama dog goes away, the little whelp starts crying.
I need a proper shelter for my little whelp.
I have no idea what to do with this whelp.
Not to worry. I know someone who can take proper care of it.
Oh, that's so nice of you. This place looks so magical and whimsical.
Wow, that's our next word. Whimsical means unusual and not serious in a way that is either funny or annoying.
Okay. The teacher has a whimsical sense of humor.
The story written by him has a whimsical quality.
She has a playful and whimsical attitude towards life.
That's the reason of her popularity in our community.
Even I also enjoy her company.
There's a quote said by Nelson Mandela: people learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love. Put an end to xenophobia. Xenophobia means a strong feeling of dislike or fear of people from other countries.
Okay. We are running a campaign against racism and xenophobia.
When the refuge arrived in country, he got support from local people against xenophobia.
I was completely unaware of xenophobia.
Nowadays, many organizations are working against xenophobia and intolerance.
Yeah, right. They work on humanitarian grounds. What is this picture showing? Is it showing money, the property, or is it showing crops?
Well, actually, it is showing the profit gained from the crops, because our next word is yield. It means the total amount of crops, profit, etc. that are produced.
Okay. The modern method of cultivation produces higher quality yield.
The industrialist was expecting a higher yield this year. Our mango tree yields plenty of mangoes.
Wow, mangoes are my favorite summer fruit.
Alright, next time when we'll spend time together, I will carry some mango juice for you.
A person without zeal is like an engine without steam.
Yes, that is so true. Zeal is required whenever we want to do something fantastic. It means zeal for or in something, great energy or enthusiasm connected with something that you feel strongly about.
Yes, she had a great zeal for painting.
She shared her husband's reforming zeal for business and wholeheartedly supported him.
Your zeal for arts made you stand above all other candidates.
I possessed a true passion for art but never got time to do something creative.
Yeah, so now you can initiate the artwork because of the vacation. What is the girl doing? Is she dancing with joy?
Yes, she is full of life and enthusiasm, like our next term, zest. It means enjoyment and enthusiasm, the quality of being exciting, interesting, and enjoyable.
Okay, these people have a great zest of life.
His speech added a new zest to cause of experiment.
This adventure added zest to our high school experience.
It truly has been a tremendous journey.
We will never forget this experience. Thank you for watching our video. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe our channel and share this video with your friends.